Hey everybody, how are you guys today? Well, you may know that I reviewed some bad movies before. You know that I kind of get really passionate when I find a movie that I really hate. I get really into it, really angry. And it came to my attention a few weeks ago that I seem to have seen a few movies that a few friends of mine think are the worst films ever, that I actually think are bad too. So, with that said, I got an idea and decided to do Bad Movie Month. Basically, a whole month, basically, like the first 3 weeks are gonna be movies that people say that are their least favorite movies, that I agree with them, or at least that I don't like too. And then the last week will be a movie that I really hate. Now, before I get started, and actually, today I'll be doing two bad movies for the price of one. You guys, you guys must really love me. Now, before I get started, I want to give some quick shout outs to some people who support me. Um, Ladado1234, Master Freddy 1, and Duhhybrid. They left me some nice comments on my videos. Check these people out, add them as friends, subscribe. The URLs will be in the description box down below. Now back to Bad Movie Month. Like I said, I'm going to be reviewing two movies today for the price of one. Now the first movie I'll be reviewing is the 2009 film 2012 Supernova. And it was made by the company The Asylum, who's known for doing these, like, they take a movie and, like, they kind of make their own little version of it. It's kind of like, it's not a parody, it's like just their own little version of it. And basically, it's 2012 Supernova. Basically, it stars Brian Krause, I guess from Charmed or something. Basically, who's like an physicist. And there's a supernova that's going to destroy the Earth. And this guy is basically like he's trying to make a plan to shield the Earth from the radiation that will destruct the Earth. Basically, he's trying to find a way to shield the Earth from that destruction. And meanwhile, like everything's like going on and everything. And this is my first film that I've seen that the Asylum made. And actually, my friend Jacob actually said this is his least favorite movie. And it's not my least favorite movie, but it's stupid. Okay, if these are the kinds of films the Asylum makes, like if these are the quality of film they make, I might not want to watch their movies. Like, I know they made Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus and Mega Piranha, which I heard weren't as bad as these other movies. I actually want to watch those two movies. They sound actually pretty good. Um, but yeah, this is pretty stupid. It was directed by this guy, Anthony Fankhauser, who's known for like producing a lot of the Asylum films. And he's not known for doing a lot of work. Hopefully his other unknown films aren't as bad as this. Maybe if they're unknown, maybe they are. I don't know. And he actually helped write it too. But this is stupid. I mean, the science in it, I guess it's kind of logical for the whole whatever. But I mean, the acting in this, like, it's really like the only person I thought really gave a good performance was Najara Townsend, who played the um, Brian Krause is the lead actor. He plays Kelvin. Tina, who is played by Najara Townsend, is Kelvin's daughter, and she actually gave a kind of a good performance. Because I mean, first of all, she's hot. Okay, like she's probably the hottest girl in the movie. But at the same time, even when she could, usually can be good. Every moment she looked like she was about to cry. Like every moment, basically, she looked like she was about to cry. And Heather McComb, who played Kelvin's wife Laura, she was kind of lazy in her acting, but sometimes she could be good. Other than that, there's not a whole lot. I think Alan Poe was one of the other like people on the team of scientists. I think he was pretty lazy. Brian Krause is like kind of this like over the top, pretentious kind of acting. It's really stupid. Um, there's not a whole lot of things wrong with the dialogue. The effects are cheap, and there's like some little logical things too. Like there's this one scene near the beginning where like Kelvin and his family are being chased by these two guys. I think it's like about nuclear bombs or something like that. I really don't know whatever. But basically, like they're getting chased, and like the people who are chasing them corner Kelvin's family in like this one little building. And all of a sudden, the FBI comes, like out of nowhere. Like there was no like leading or anything. Like just out of nowhere. Very logical there. Also, there's this one scene where like there's this whole thing about Kelvin. There's this whole thing about him. I guess he got in trouble for buying nuclear bombs, but he claims he didn't. So like someone must have like hacked into his computer system. We first see like the person like in clothed like black and everything, like you can't see his face, his or her, or whatever. So like that's first off. Then the second time we see him, like we see the mask pull off. We don't see her face, but we see the person's hair. And right away, when I saw the person's hair, I knew who it was. But they had to run away. So like it's like, ooh, who is it? Who is it? Even though if you have a brain, you probably already know who it is. And then they get on the ship to take out the plan. And finally the person starts fighting him because we so didn't know from the taking off the mask and seeing the hair. Um, but yeah, the movie it was stupid, but I could probably give it 2 stars, whatever. It didn't get that bad except for one major thing that happened, and it's major. The way they freaking ended this. I'm not gonna tell you the ending, but all I say is that Kelvin's up in the spaceship. He has to do something that's kind of risky, and something happened, and you think, oh, they're gonna handle it, whatever. And then once you think they're gonna handle it this way, something happens that's totally unrealistic, and you're just sitting you're sitting there, you're like, what? And like, I was just like, you jumped the shark. Any chance that you could have had a possibly maybe handle on this whatever subject, whatever, totally gone. Like, whatever, out the window, whatever. I think the only way they did that was for this big, hammy, pretentious speech to be made. And I mean, the speech I guess was kind of maybe, I don't know, maybe okay, but it was still kind of just cliched and pretentious. But really, that ending kind of pissed me off. Like other than that, it's just kind of a stupid movie. But if they had not done that ending, I probably would have just given this 2 stars, whatever. But I mean, I'm gonna give it like 1.5 stars, but like it's a low 1.5 stars. Like this movie, like I said, like that ending really, I was like, what the hell were they thinking? And like it's not my least favorite movie, but it's still really, really stupid. It's just whatever. Now the next film I'm going to be reviewing is the 2009 film, which is actually kind of a more known film. It's called Shorts, and it's the Robert Rodriguez film made in 2009. And basically, I heard like it's basically I think I heard like in an interview or something, like Robert Rodriguez said he wanted to make a Pulp Fiction meets Twilight Zone for kids or something like that. I haven't seen Pulp Fiction or Twilight Zone. All I can say is hopefully they're much better than this. Let me tell you what it's about. It's basically these 5 like short kind of stories. Like there's one story about this kid named Toby Thompson, also known as Toe. Get it? Who his story, that's the first story. He goes to a bad school, he gets bullied and everything. He doesn't have a friend in the world, basically, and so basically all the stories center around this rainbow like wishing rock, and basically he gets his hands on the wishing rock, and basically he wants friends. He wishes for friends, because like he hears a rock say make a wish, and so he wishes for friends. And down comes like these little UFOs with these little creatures who like do his chores, homework, anything. And like that's that one story kind of revolves around. Then there's this other story about these 3 brothers, like Loogie, Laser, and Lug, who like Loogie like wants to go on adventures and stuff, but the other brothers want to play video games. So they go outside and like find the wishing rock, and they basically I believe this is the story that first introduced the wishing rock, but I'm not really sure. I'll talk about that later. But like, they get the wishing rock and they wish for all these things, and things go astray. And then it gets into this one story about this guy named like Ned Noseworthy. I believe, yeah, Ned Noseworthy, who's like this germophobic person, who like picks his nose and accidentally flicks his booger into this one thing because he wishes for like his dad's experiments. They never really work right, so he wishes for them to work right, and he accidentally flicks his booger into one, and it makes this booger monster. And then like there's this one story about like Toby's parents like aren't really communicating well, so they have the wishing rock and they want to be together, and so they're like conjoined twins. And then the last story is basically everyone like getting together because there's a huge ordeal with the whole rock and everything. And that's basically the story. Like I admire them. At least they're kind of. I admire them for having a little bit of creativity and kind of imagination, but it's still stupid. I mean, this movie is really. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a terrible movie. My friend Damien actually said that it's like one of his least favorite movies. It's not my least favorite, but it's terrible. It's unspeakably god awful. Like, and like, I will say one thing. This is a weird case. It's a god awful movie, and yet there would be something like in the gag or something that was kind of cute. Like, not. I mean, like, if you took together some of the good parts in it, the movie may have been like, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. Um, maybe even less, but I don't know. Like like there were some like little things that I kind of thought were cute, like the staring contest. Like it starts out basically the opening thing actually is these kids called the Blinkers who they start doing this staring contest, but it gets interrupted, so they have to do it again. And um, like the way the contest starts out, it's pretty kind of lame. But actually, sometimes but as they resume it, sometimes it appears in the story. Like sometimes it's kind of funny, other times it's like cute but not really inspired. Um, like I mean the CGI. I mean like in the one story about Loogie, there's this one there's crocodiles that like stand on their hind legs, which I thought was kind of inspired until they started walking, which that kind of ruined it. There's just they and that one Loogie story they wished for this castle and everything, which I thought that was kind of cool. What else was good? I mean, actually, I'll mention that later. But yeah, I mean, it's what was I gonna say? I mean, there were some like near the end, cause like basically this whole thing about there's this thing called a black box, which is like this, like it's like a toaster, like anything basically that anything in the world, it's basically it. And he kind of wants to push black boxes, but he's like, he says, like we're getting beat out by ripoff like the purple pyramid and the silver cylinder, hilarious, haha. So he gets his hand on the wishing rock, and like one of his like security man or something like that, like, is about to wish for something, and then Helvetica interrupts him and says, Oscar Mayer Wiener, and he turns to this little Oscar Mayer Wiener, which, that effect was cheap, but it was kind of cute. Um, but yeah, like, there were some cute parts, but in my opinion, like, the weird thing is, it's just, like, this tone is, like, this, like, a really kiddish tone, like, to the point of being annoying. Like, I think kids, like, also there's another thing I didn't really like it, but like it's like in the same Loogie story, they wish for the instructions that this big ass book comes down, and then they wish for the shorter version of the instruction, it's like this little fortune cookie. um I didn't really find the joke too clever, but maybe a kid would like it. Like I said, it is kind of appropriate for kids, but it's a stupid movie. Like the tone of this movie is like, I understand it's a kids movie, it's supposed to be a kiddish movie, but it's kiddish in my opinion to the point of being really annoying. Like, and like the kid actors, like I don't think any of the kid actors can act. Basically, the only one that I thought could kind of act, but she was like okay but not good, was the girl who played Helvetica. What's her name? Let me Jolie Vanier, I guess her name. She was okay, but she wasn't the best. I mean, like okay, but she wasn't that good. Everybody else was really pretty bad. Leslie Mann, like they got some, of course, some older actors. Leslie Mann, she has, I mean, who's like in Judd Apatow movies. She's kind of like has this like weird kind of blandness tone where I think she's trying, but I'm not really sure. Like there's nothing about her that really stands out that I cared about her anyway. There's a girl named wait a minute, jeez, where is it? I'm trying to find the actress who plays the sister. Who plays Kat Dennings? That's her name. Who plays Toby's older sister. Not only is her character like really kind of mean spirited towards her brother, like there's never like a moment where she like turns around and says, "Oh my, he's my brother, I love him." No, like she's really kind of mean towards her brother, but it's almost like she went to the acting school of Kristen Stewart. Like she has this really like weird bland acting tone. William H. Macy's in this for some reason. I guess she heard the name Robert Rodriguez and wanted to be on it. he has this like really he almost didn't look like he wanted to be there. John Cryer was okay. I mean, he has moments. I trying to find who played the guy who wanted to push the black box. Wait a minute. James Spader. He looked like he was actually kind of having kind of fun. Like there's this one line I liked where he said it was like, because he works at the black box company. He's like the owner, and so like these two people who like near the beginning, these two people who work there like say something that he doesn't want to hear, and so he's like, "You're fired." And you're fired too. Do your spouses work here? And they go, yes. They're fired too. Like I thought that was kind of funny, but yeah, like I said, it's a stupid movie. Like the effect. I heard one reviewer said the effects kind of upgraded. I disagreed. I thought the effects were really cheap. Even the ones that were kind of cute were still cheap. Like the UFOs were, I mean, were okay, but they were also kind of cheap. The little creatures themselves look like Marvin the Martian's balls. To be completely honest, there's this one moment where like Helvetica wishes for her dad to start listening to him, and like his ears become big, and it's like this really unconvincing thing. And there's just one lame joke where Loogie wishes he had telekinesis, but he accidentally says telephonesis, and it's this telephone out of his head, and it's like it's just really lame joke. There's also another funny joke I liked where Helvetica's brother is near the end. He everyone has to combine their powers, so basically it's like Captain Planet like let our powers combine, and Helvetica's brother wishes to be. He's like I wish I was a dung beetle, because like there's this earlier he was turned into a dung beetle and then he was turned into a dung beetle again, which the second time was actually kind of cute, but it's a stupid movie. I'll say it over again. It's unspeakably god awful. It is crap. Um, like yeah, but like the kid actors, not like just and like also the way the story itself was told was flawed. Like I guess like I said, it's supposed to be like Pulp Fiction for kids, but I guess I hope Pulp Fiction is a better movie than this. But like the way the story itself was told, because like it would be like the first story was told, and then it would like go back, and then like go forward. Like it's not coherent. You don't know like which like what order it's supposed to go in. It's like really weird. And it's also a pretty disgusting movie. Like there's this like when the booger monster's being made, like the booger like it like starts bubbling up, and when it starts to become the booger monster, which that effect, I mean, it wasn't good, but for some reason it kind of reminded me of like a Men in Black kind of effect for some reason. I don't know what it was. And also like and like so like the booger is about to eat like one of the kids, and so Net knows where he like picks his nose and like shows him a booger and be like, if you eat my friend, I'll eat yours. And he's like goes like he's about to eat it, but like doesn't. And then like it's weird because like the booger monster takes the booger, like cherishes the booger. It's like what? And like the one girl of Helvetica like starts eating with her feet, cause like this whole thing about like Toby and Helvetica end up in casts, and so she eats with her feet. It's like really weird. And also there's like a one scene that was kind of illogical for me, cause like this whole thing about Toby, like his only friend is like a fish in his like I don't know science class, I guess. And so like all of a sudden she like Helvetica like threatens to like uh eat the fish, and like the teacher like is totally concentrating on this experiment, and so like all of a sudden Helvetica like puts the fish in her mouth, and like the teacher never like looks at her. It's like she's like I understand like she's like focused on her experiment, but it's like is there any authority in this class? Like do they just like let their kids like beat each other up or something? Like there doesn't seem a whole lot of authority in their class. And like also like the way the stories would open, like the titles, like it's like this weird like their pictures are like this weird floating thing, and like the everything is like it feels like it was written by like one of Robert Rodriguez's kids, not Robert Rodriguez. Like it doesn't seem like he would write this, but he did. He wrote it. He directed it. In my opinion, I think this is Robert Rodriguez's least favorite movie. You can say what you want about the Spy Kids films or Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I like those movies. I even like the fourth Spy Kids movie. I'll talk about that maybe in another video. But like I said, this is. I mean, if you have little kids, maybe it's for them. But like I said, this is just a terrible movie. It's stupid. It's for little kids. I'm not. I'm 15. I'm not a little kid anymore. Maybe if I was younger, I might like this because like I said, there were a few things in the gags that said, maybe if I were a little kid, maybe I might like this. But like I said, if you have little kids, put it on for them, but don't watch it with them. It's not worth it. It's a stupid movie. Like I said, I may not look like I hate this film. I do. It's crap. I'm giving this like the lowest of a half a star as you can get. Only because of those little shining glory moments, which are few and far between. Not few and far between, but you know what I mean. And just, it's a stupid movie. Like I said, little kids, maybe, I don't know, maybe 8 or under may enjoy this, but even maybe a certain age may think this is stupid. But yeah, it's a stupid movie. Don't bother watching this. If you don't have kids, then don't even bother. Well, that's pretty much it. Now, I want to know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. Have you seen 2012 Supernova? 2, did you like it? 3, what is your favorite Asylum movie? I always hear like Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus or Mega Piranha are pretty good. This is the only one I've seen by the Asylum, but I may watch the other ones, but whatever. 4, have you seen Shorts? 5, did you like Shorts? Most people don't like it, but if you do, that's fine, whatever. 6, what is your least favorite Robert Rodriguez film? I always think it's funny. He always like puts his kids in these movies, which they're not that good actors, but whatever. What's your least favorite Robert Rodriguez movie? I hear a lot of people say like Spy Kids 4 or this. Like I said, I'll talk about Spy Kids 4 later. I kind of liked it. But yeah, and Bad Movie month will continue these upcoming weeks. And I'm sure you guys thinking, if will the movies get worse? Oh yes, what I have planned, yes, it'll get worse. Well, I hope I've rattled along for enough. It's like 21 minutes now. So I'll just shut off for now. See ya. Bye.